Everyone gasped the moment the woman fainted on stage. The man she pretended was dead just walked back into her life.
The moment she collapsed, the whole room gasped. No one in that grand banquet hall understood what had just happened. They didn't know that the man standing quietly at the back, the one in a dress uniform with medals catching the light, was the ghost she had been praying would never return. 5 years ago, the world believed I had taken my own life. 5 years ago, my wife, Ava Harrington, built a nationwide empire of sympathy and power on my supposed death. And 5 years ago, she was the one who told me to vanish. Now here I was, alive, watching her faint mid-speech the second our eyes met. But to understand why she crumbled in front of hundreds of people, you need to know how I ended up watching my own funeral from behind a tree. I was recovering at Walter Reed after my 3rd deployment when she entered my life. Back then, Ava seemed like an angel-soft voice, warm eyes, always carrying books to read to the guys who couldn't leave their beds. I was drawn to her instantly. She claimed she was just volunteering, but I know now she specifically requested the Hero Award. That should have been my first warning. She made me feel seen at a time when trauma had hollowed me out. I told her things I'd never told anyone. She listened, asked the right questions, and held my hand through the nightmares. 6 months later, I married her. Everyone said it was fast, but civilians don't understand when you've watched men die, you stop wasting time. For 2 years, married life seemed normal. And the nightmares got worse. One night I woke up screaming, grabbing her arm by accident. The bruise bothered me more than it bothered her, or so she claimed. In reality, her attitude shifted after that. She began recording our conversations for her advocacy work. I didn't question it. She was writing articles about PTSD. I thought she genuinely cared. I didn't know she was gathering evidence. Every panic attack, every flashback, every moment I looked broken. The night everything unraveled was a stormy one. She barged into the house soaked, shaking, eyes wild. "They're coming for you," she whispered. "You're in danger," she mentioned a classified Operation Shadowfall, something I had never spoken to her about. "You need to disappear," she insisted. "It's the only way to stay alive?" Fear overrides logic. When your wife tells you men are coming to kill you, you don't ask too many questions. She helped me pack, drove me to a truck stop, and told me she'd contact me through a burner phone. She told me not to call, not to return. And then she said the words that haunt me more than anything from the war. "As far as the world knows, David Harrington died tonight. 3 months alone in a Montana cabin nearly broke me. One day, while nearly freezing to death, I realized she wasn't coming back. I hiked into town and used the library computer. First thing I saw was my obituary, my funeral. Ava, speaking through tears on national television. And then I saw the interviews, the documentaries, the foundations. Ava, the grieving widow, became a national symbol for PTSD awareness. She testified before Congress, raised millions, hosted fundraisers with celebrities. All built on my death. I soon learned there had been no Shadowfall leak, no threat. She lied, orchestrated everything. Used my trauma to craft the perfect narrative. That's when I changed. I grew a beard, altered my appearance, and moved to Chicago under a new identity. I watched from afar for 2 years, exposing everything she was doing, laundering money, siphoning charity funds, setting up shell companies. Her foundation was a facade. The moment to strike came when she was chosen to receive the Medal of Freedom, a nationally televised event. The perfect place for the dead to rise. I got in through an old Ranger buddy and stood behind a column as she delivered her polished speech. When she spoke about my suicide, I stepped forward, our eyes met. Her face drained. She hit the floor. Chaos erupted. Secret Service pinned me down, shouting. I didn't fight. I just said, "I am Staff Sergeant David Harrington. And I'm alive." DNA confirmed it within hours. The investigation destroyed her world in weeks. Every lie unraveled. She was stripped of her foundation, her connections, her influence. She begged to see me once. They brought her into a secure room, a shell of the powerful figure she had been. "David," she whispered. "I loved you," I replied. "Maybe, but you love the spotlight more." Her journal told the truth. David is perfect. Decorated enough to inspire sympathy. Damaged enough to be believable when he breaks. She was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. Life wasn't easy afterward. Being dead for half a decade creates a lot of paperwork, but I had my freedom. I bought a small house, adopted a German Shepherd, and now I work quietly helping other veterans. Not in front of cameras, just man to man, truth to truth. Last week, Ava sent me a letter from prison. I shredded it without finishing. Some stories don't deserve epilogues. But I do think about that moment we locked eyes. The moment her empire began to crumble. The moment a dead man took back his life. And on those nights, I sleep without nightmares. Because her ghosts aren't mine anymore, they're hers. Thanks for watching. If you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out. There's always help available. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.